This is a replacement kit for a Ford ignition lock for the Ford Focus and Ford Escape, and it's for these years. Of course, it's not every trim package. It's some of them use the push button start, but the ones that use the mechanical lock, this is it. And I want to show you how to build this. But before I do that, I have to explain the key to you. It's a tin cut key. And there's 10 wafers in the ignition lock, labeled 1 through 10. And if you took your key code and you decoded it and you got the bitting or the cuts for the key, it'd be this. This is a 1 position and the 10th position. And there'd be a 2 cut, 3 cut, 5 cut, etc. And then this is the key. It's a side milled key, or they often call it a high security key. And that's the left side, and then this side. And you can see that the cuts are flipped on one side compared to the other. And if you look closely at the key, you can see that the 2 cut is here, and then 3, 5, 4, 5, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 5. And it's like that on each side. And because of the key, they give you 2 sets of wafers, because the 2 sets of wafers are shaped differently, but it's for the same cut depth. The first set is 1 through 5, and then they label the second set 11 through 15. And the reason it's like that is because of this high security key. But let me get these wafers out. I put them in a container to organize them, and then put this together. They always give you extra wafers. That's why I have this container. And if I ever mix anything up, I can know what's what, because they mark these, so I can tell this is a number 14 wafer. You can see the 14 there. And the way I have this organized is this front row is closest to me is 11 through 14, and then 1 through 5, and then they give you springs, but they don't give you extra springs for some reason. I just hope I don't lose one while filming this. So we need to fill up this cylinder with the wafers and springs. Each slot has a round hole at one end. You can see 6 of these slots are represented on this side, and 4 on this side. When you're holding the cylinder like this is where you insert the key. When you hold the cylinder like this, these slots with the hole closest to you are you use the 11 through 15 wafers, and the slots farther from you use 1 through 5, and the same is true for this side. So we just need to fill this up, and I just don't want to lose a spring. So just fill up these holes with the springs. Oh, come on. I just lost a spring. Oh well. So you fill up the holes with the springs, and then you look at your bitting. And I know this hole is this first slot is a number 1 because it's closest to where you insert the key. And number 1 is a number 2. So we're doing 11 through 15, so the 12, the 2 at the end of 12 represents the number 2 cut, which is right here. So 12 goes here, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 5 is a 5, so that's a 15. I know that's a 9, so number 9 is a 3, so it'd be a 13. And then now we can do the holes farthest from me, so that's a 1, use the 1 through 5 for those, the wafers 1 through 5. So it's a number 2 slot, so number 2 is a 3. And then 5, 6, number 6 is a 3. So I use a 3 wafer. And then number 10 is a 5. And then you could check your work by inserting the key, and all these wafers should line up with the outside of the cylinder, which they do, so I use the correct wafers in the correct slots. If you don't know what your key bitting is, you can test each slot out till you find the right wafer, but we're not in that situation. So we need to do the other side now. You take out the key, but you're going to have to hold in the wafers with your finger, and you just repeat, same process. So 1, 2, 3, 4, number 4. Number 4 slot is a 4, so we need the number 14 wafer. And this one, did I get the 14? Yeah. And then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the 8 position is a number 2 cut, so we use the number 12. And then, oh, I do have enough. Maybe they gave me one extra spring or something. Then we're doing the other side now. So it's a 3rd. Number 3 position is a 5 cut, so we use a number 5. And then 5, 6, 7. Number 7 position is a number 1, so we use a number 1 wafer. And then just kind of hold it. I kind of push it in to line it up with the keyhole. And check the wafers to make sure they line up with the cylinder, which they did, so I used the correct wafers. And then at this point, just keep your key in there. They give you this really lame thing of grease. I'm not even going to bother trying to get this out and put it on the lock. I've got these packets of lithium. I think it's a number 2 lithium grease. So just get yourself some grease, and I just put them over the wafers. You don't need a lot. And then the next step is to take this piece, and you need to insert the cylinder into this piece like this, and then you rotate this all the way counterclockwise, and then you hold on to the back here and pull the key out. And it's locked into position there. Then we need to open this bag. So dump this out. And we take this piece. I need to put some grease around, just a little bit around this part. Let me put some on the back here. And then this piece fits into here. Oh, before I put that in, you got to push this out just so it lines up with this end piece right here. And make sure that's like that, I think. And then this goes in this position, like that. And then you can double check just to make sure. And that's good. And then you're done with that step. Now the next step is to take this plastic piece here, and it fits in this slot like that, and make sure that's still lined up. And then that plastic piece, that little knob at the end of it, is going to fit in that hole, and this end fits right behind this face piece, and you just insert it, press this down and insert it until it clicks into that hole like that. Now you should be able to I hope I didn't. I think I have to redo it. There you go. And then the next step is to attach the, this is the retaining clip that keeps the lock into the steering column, locked into the steering column. And this little bevel at the edge needs to face that way towards the end of the lock. And there's a little piece here that fits in a groove in the cylinder, but you have to turn the cylinder. I don't know if you can see it, but that groove right there is what you're looking for. And then you insert this into the lock, and it should be flat like that. And then you want to take this spring. Oh, I should have shown you the, hold on a second. When this is all together, this spring is going to fit inside of this space here in this retaining clip like this, and it's going to make this pop out into the steering column. The spring will make this piece do that. So insert this, and then this piece fits into this hole right there. And the hard part is getting it to fit into, which I got lucky. Yeah, now I need to get something to push this in, and I will be right back. You want to slide this spring in so that this part of the spring here fits underneath the square hole. Hopefully this goes in easy, but I don't think it's going to. there. So that's in place, and you see how this pops out, and then you can depress it to remove the lock. And then the last step, what holds this all together, this cylinder from coming out, is just put this E-clip or C-clip into it, and I didn't bring pliers. I'll be right back. And then last step is just push this into place. Like so.